Hi, welcome to this special edition of Jamaica Magazine. National Labor Day activities take center stage today. We have footage of how the projects unfold from across the island. Plus, our leaders reflect on the importance of community participation. I'm Audrey Williams. Stay with us. Our comprehensive Labor Day news package is after this message.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash no paper, no dash no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
Good day, I'm Carrie-Ann Smith. Welcome to our special Labor Day news coverage. With a determination to restore, preserve and beautify, thousands of Jamaicans across the island flocked to community and National Labor Day projects today. The highlights were the two national projects, both selected to commemorate a significant milestone for two organs of the state. Shernette Bird was at the Ward Theatre, selected in honor of the 145th anniversary of the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation.
Preserving our culture is important. Culture is a store of value.
That and other reasons led Prime Minister Andrew Holness, government officials, private and public sector, as well as scores of volunteers to the Ward Theatre for National Labor Day activities. The scope of works included painting, tree planting, welding and tiling, all in a bid to restore, preserve and beautify the Ward Theatre.
I would love to see the day when I send my children here to come and watch the pantomime again. I would love to see the day when we are having world-class performances in the arts here. And everyone can come, whether you're from Dunkirk, whether you are from Tivoli, from Southside, from Olympic Gardens, from wherever, that you can come and experience the upliftment of culture here.
For her part, Culture Minister Olivia Grange committed the government to breathing life back into the Ward Theatre.
We must get this impressive performance space, which has featured so many important events in our country's history, restored and reopened.
So far, $8 of the $70 million has been spent to make the ward operational by August. The bulk of the money will go towards the installation of a central air conditioning unit, roofing and seating. And while at the Ward Theatre, the Prime Minister, on behalf of government, received 3,000 bags of cement from Carib Cement to assist in the island's recovery efforts following recent flood rains. Reporting for JIS News, I'm Shernette Bird.
The Jamaica Constabulary Force is celebrating 150 years in 2017, and the second National Labor Day project honors that milestone. Simone Reed-Hilton reports from the Central Police Station.
While members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force were ensuring that the streets are protected, citizens were out in their numbers, seeing to their welfare. Some 100 persons, including police officers, members of the Jamaica Defence Force, volunteers from the Jamaica National Foundation, and the Logos Bookship, came out to provide much-needed painting to the Central Investigating Branch, CIB, and the Central Police Station. Cleanup of surrounding areas were also done. Prior to today's work, repairs were done to the steps of the CIB office. With me is Commissioner of Police George Quayler. Sir, how can you ensure that the work being done today will continue?
It's interesting that you asked this question because just a moment ago I was speaking with DCP Grant, and you know she's responsible for administrating portfolio. under her portfolio the question of funding, and so she assured me that immediately after we will find some funds from within our department to continue to work. Central Police Station is a landmark within the JCF, and so we intend to, as best as we possibly can, keep it in pristine condition.
A brief ceremony was also held to highlight the work of the JCF and the commitment by the government to see to their welfare.
This year, we hope to develop a framework for a new piece of legislation to redefine the JCF. I'm hoping that we will have that in place by November of this year. And that will become the launching pad for a discussion about what should our new Jamaica Protection and Service Institution be.
I'm Simone Hilton, reporting for GIS News.
The Central Police Station is one of 19 stations that have been tapped for upgrading works this Labor Day. Rashina Carty stopped by 2 in the corporate area.
Members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, residents, volunteers and sponsors were in full support of the day's activities at the Tivoli Gardens and Halfway Tree police stations.
We take part in community work, developing the community, right? And also we believe in the youth. So we want to ensure that the environment is one that they can grow up and see that is in good condition.
Each police station received fresh coats of paint, this in an attempt to improve the visibility as well as to boost community morale. At the Tivoli Gardens police station, a refrigerator and a microwave were donated on behalf of the Member of Parliament, the Honourable Desmond Mackenzie.
We were really in need of a microwave and a refrigerator, so we are very grateful.
The National Solid Waste Management Authority also made a special contribution to the activities at the Halfway Tree police station.
In partnership with the National Works Agency, we are clearing up an area for where the garbage is being stored. The garbage area wasn't looking that well either, so we're going to try to beautify that area so it's more environmentally friendly.
Safety and security were on par with the vision to restore, preserve, beautify Jamaica. Rashina Carty, JIS News.
Another special focus this Labor Day and Workers' Week is on the life and sacrifice of national hero Sam Sharp, the main instigator of the 1831 slave rebellion, which is considered to be largely instrumental in bringing about the abolition of slavery. May 23 marks the anniversary of his 1832 hanging for that act, and his sacrifice was commemorated with 2 floral tributes early this morning at the National Heroes Park and Sam Sharp Square in Montego Bay.
He led the way for labor. He led the way for the workers of this country. He led the way for the enslaved people. This tribute will remain on the calendar for Workers' Week. It will be done annually.
Meanwhile, another Jamaican freedom fighter and national hero, Paul Bogle, received attention through the St. Thomas Parish Labor Day project. Celestine Thomas tells us more.
From as early as 8 a.m. this morning, members from various groups turned up to help beautify the Paul Bogle Memorial Gardens. They planted trees, set up benches, and cleaned up the area.
It is a memorial park, and hence we need the benches, the seats, for family can come here, have a warm time, and it's a family park, and so the community people are excited about it. So they're here today in the force to assist us and to assist themselves to make it a great day.
The site is significant as it is where Paul Bogle's church was located and where he started the march that eventually led to the Morant Bay Rebellion.
Paul Bogle was a monument to us in the parish. We all have to live by the legacy he left in this parish.
Celestine Thomas reporting for GIS News.
We now move over to neighboring Portland, where the Neville Antonio Park got a well-needed facelift.
It was a rainy day in Portland, but that did not stop the work. $700,000 was spent to refurbish the park, which is located in the capital. Several activities took place. The boundary fence was repaired, the seating area was repainted in the Jamaican colors, and the sanitary facility refurbished, among other things.
Well, this project was selected merely because of the condition that it is in now. It needed restoration, preservation, and beautification, because you see, it is the ideal location for social intercourse and relaxation as a major tourist destination in Portland. So we are going to restore this park, preserve it, and beautify it at the end of the day. We are going to ensure that it is maintained so that the tourists from the marina will also come over and enjoy the park.
I'm Shelley Ann Thompson reporting from Portland for GIS News.
Thanks, Shelley. Other parishes also embraced the 2017 Labor Day theme to restore, preserve, and beautify. In St. Mary, the 4th Haldane Civic Centre was chosen as the parish project.
It's an old English fort that was built in 1759. This is where Taki was able to come and receive arms in the gunpowder room that still exists intact today. Fort Haldane, it has a number of cannons on it in very good condition. Over the years, some have been stolen. We are trying to, one that is at the police station there was an attempt to steal it. We are restoring, bringing it back up here. But the main thrust is to clean up the area. So we have already started with help from the inmates from the Richmond Correctional Center. They came on Friday and did some of the work. We are here again completing that task.
Members of our news team were also in Falmouth, Trelawney, where the courthouse was given a facelift, including work to the building facade and the beautification of the grounds. In St. Anne, the Steertown Community Centre was chosen as the parish project. Residents joined representatives of the municipal corporation in bushing and pruning trees on the property. The building was also given a facelift as workers cleaned the space, demolished and built new cabinetry, replaced toilets and other plumbing works, and did repairs to the ceiling.
The Steertown community has been coming under a lot of things. They have been suffering from a riddle of violence and everything. So I thought it would be fit to make recommendations for the parish to do some work in Steertown.
And we hope that at the end of this project, the community will be able to use the centre again for recreational activities.
Back in the corporate area, Prime Minister Andrew Holness contributed supplies and his time to construct a new home for an elderly man in his constituency. Opposition leader Dr. Peter Phillips similarly provided support to improve the boundary wall and the play area at the 4 Square Basic School in his constituency. In St. Catherine, meanwhile, projects represented a mix of government, NGO, and citizen intervention.
Members and residents of the Jewel Estate Association Benevolent Society worked to beautify the community, and they also focused on creating a kiddie zone.
Currently, what they're actually doing is playing in the streets. So we wanted an environment where we'd ensure that they have, a little hopscotch, little tires to move around. So that is the aim for today, to ensure that the kids have an area where they'll be able to play and play safely.
And in keeping with the theme of Labor Day, Food for the Poor Jamaica, through a partnership with Red Stripe, raised funds to construct 10 houses.
It's very hard because, everybody's in need. Once you get an application, it means that that person is in need of housing. This initiative is from our 5K that we just had the other day. And we're so excited to know that corporate came on.
Mr. Fitzroy Manning is the first beneficiary of this housing project, who was displaced by a fire in 2014.
I'm so very glad and I'm trusting in God because God prepared this for me. I really never know should I come through so fast.
The remaining houses are set to be completed throughout the year. Reporting for GIS News, I'm Annalisa Ashman.
Elsewhere in the parish, the municipal corporation pumped its resources into the Lucky Hill Basic School in Glengough.
Councillor of the Mount Industrial Division, Roger Curlew, along with residents, volunteers and members from the St. Catherine Municipal Council were out in their numbers to undertake the renovations of the Lucky Hill Basic School here in Glengough.
We're going to be doing some major construction. We hope to achieve today by the plyboard, at least ply all of the exterior, put in some partitions, all the windows and doors.
From as early as 7 a.m., they began putting up the building structure, installing new bathroom facilities, doors and windows, and also cleaning up of the environment.
We do a lot of insecticides, rat baits, pellets. So we're going to be putting a lot of that around the school and around the community today.
It's a great feeling to see all of these different organizations coming out to give us a helping hand in renovating the basic school, which is more than a basic school to us, a community center.
Principal Mrs. Sandra Walters was very grateful for the assistance.
It will benefit because they will get a more conducive place for learning and the place will be more comfortable. Thank all of you for coming out to help in the Lucky Hill Basic School.
On May 24th, when the school reopens its doors, the students will be entering a new and improved learning environment. I am Janisha Dugan reporting for GIS News.
Labor Day activities close out tonight with the annual concert at Emancipation Park. And that's it for this special JIS Labor Day newscast. I'm Carrie-Ann Smith. Thanks for watching.
As you'd have seen in the news, Prime Minister Andrew Holness was active today, helping to restore and beautify national monuments. Next, he encourages us to exhibit more civic pride.
Today, as we celebrate Labor Day under the theme Restore, Preserve, Beautify, we honor our workers whose glorious history of struggle for justice led to a broader victory for the Jamaican society. The 1938 labor revolts on the Kingston waterfront and in other parts of the island led to the establishment of a Royal Commission of Inquiry. And in that very year, the commission made a trip to Jamaica. One of the pivotal recommendations of the Moyne Commission was for the adoption of universal adult suffrage and a new constitution for Jamaica. As a result of the cry against oppression coming from our workers in the 1930s, Jamaica adopted a new constitution in 1944, which granted the right to vote to Jamaicans who had no other property outside of their labor. The struggle for human rights is indivisible. Each generation has a sacred obligation to advance that quest, building on the sacrifices of the past. Today, we salute the members of our working class whose refusal to accept the status quo of inequality bequeathed to us a set of freedoms which we all cherish. Indeed, as our Labor Day theme admonishes us, we have to restore, preserve, beautify. We have to restore not just our historical monuments, but our historical memory. We are a great people and we must be mindful of our history and the burden of responsibility it imposes on us. We must preserve our historical heritage, making the relevant links so that our young people can draw inspiration from the courage, tenacity, and resilience shown by their forebears. And we must beautify not only our physical environment, but our spirit, with the fragrance of optimism, faith, and resourcefulness, dignity, and good neighborliness. We must never succumb to the spirit of defeat. We must meet fear with faith as we pursue economic prosperity. Martin Luther King Jr. was fond of quoting these lines. Fear knocked at the door. Faith answered. There was no one there. Our history has taught us that lesson very well. Whenever our faith has responded to the presence of fear, fear has taken flight. Let us never doubt our ability to overcome our challenges. On this Labor Day, we remember those whose examples of courage fortify our spirit, and we recognize those who display that same courage today. I have seen it in action during the recent flood rains. Jermaine and Jaman O'Reilly and their friend Ramon Peart of Sunnyside St. Catherine have shown the true spirit of courage and community, rescuing their neighbors from ravishing floodwaters in their time of greatest need. As a people, we salute them. Together, we have a duty to reach out to our neighbors and those in our communities as they put their lives and properties back together. The thrust of the government's economic policy is to advance the welfare of our workers and to improve people's standard of living. In January this year, there were 22,000 more persons employed than there were in January 2016. Unemployment today is lower than it was a year ago. we are opening up more employment opportunities to more of our people. I recently announced the Housing, Opportunity, Production and Employment Program, HOPE, which aims to provide employment to some 15,000 of our unattached, at-risk young people. There are significant employment opportunities opening up in the BPO sector, in tourism, and in the mining sector. We are expecting an additional 3,000 persons to be employed as a result of some $2 billion in investments being poured into that sector. Employment in our special economic zones and logistic-centered activities will further boost employment. On this Labor Day, workers can have confidence that they have a bright future and that things are aligning in their interest. Last year, the economy grew by 1.4%, the highest in 4 years. Workers benefit when the economy grows. Economic stagnation hurts our workers. The fact that we are having historically low inflation rates is also a significant benefit to workers. That there has been a 14.8% expansion in bank credit to the private sector in 2016 compared to 9.6% in 2015 is a plus for workers' interests. The interests of workers have also been advanced by initiatives the government has taken in healthcare and education. We recognize that to keep faithful to the mandate of the workers' movement, which blossomed in the 1930s, we have to put in much work today. As heirs of national heroes Sir Alexander Bustamante and Norman Washington Manley, we can do no less. I call upon you, fellow Jamaicans, to recapture that spirit of self-sacrifice which motivated those men, and men like St. William Grant, A.G.S. Coombs, as well as women such as Aggie Bernard, Lady Bustamante, and Edna Manley. Let us go out into our communities today and display that spirit of volunteerism that Jamaica needs. Plant a tree, refurbish a building, help to preserve a monument, help your neighbors to clean up from the recent floods. See what needs to be done and give a helping hand. Our two national projects will involve the refurbishing of the Ward Theatre and the Central Police Station. Culture and security. They have a synergy that might not be immediately evident, but I believe, fellow Jamaicans, that a kinder, gentler, more cultured Jamaica, proud of its heritage, is one that is organically secure. Our culture should deepen our bonds and reduce our tensions. Culture uplifts and inspires and clears away the fog of divisiveness and bitterness. It nurtures that spirit of love and caring that really represents the quintessential Jamaican. As we prepare to celebrate Jamaica 55, and there is much to celebrate, let us use this Labor Day to restore, preserve, beautify. We owe it to Jamaica land we so love.
Get legal advice for free. Yes, free! From the Mobile Justice Unit. The Mobile Justice Unit makes scheduled stops in towns across the country, and the unit is open for stops at community meetings and school expos. Get free consultation on matters to do with land, immigration, divorce, job redundancy or termination, custody and maintenance. The Mobile Justice Unit, providing access to timely justice outcomes. To request a visit, contact the Legal Aid Council, 131 Tower Street, downtown Kingston, or call them at 922-3761.
Next, the Leader of the Opposition brings you greetings on the Labor Day 2017 observation.
My fellow Jamaicans, Labor Day 2017 provides us with the opportunity to once again honor and celebrate the tremendous contribution of the workers of Jamaica to national development. We must never forget that in 1938, it was the collective protest of the Jamaican workers against the appalling economic and social conditions of colonial society that set the stage for the emergence of modern trade unions and set the foundation of our modern-day political arrangements that laid claim to Jamaica's independence. Let us forever remember that Jamaica's survival in today's global economy is due primarily to the efforts of our workers. Every day, thousands of Jamaican workers in agriculture, in tourism, in our factories and stores and our call centers, as well as the members of our security forces, bus and taxi drivers, teachers, nurses, civil servants, and numerous others keep Jamaica functioning. We pay tribute as well to the workers in the financial services, the music industry, and other service providers. They provide the services that are essential to our survival as a country, and many earn the foreign exchange that keeps our economy afloat. Without our workers and their efforts, we would not exist as a viable country and a vibrant society. It is this simple reality that continues to inspire so many Jamaicans and to fuel their determination to honor the dignity of work by undertaking community projects all across the country. I salute every worker and commend each and every Jamaican who is working today to build a better Jamaica by supporting community projects. This is especially important given the recent flood rains that have affected so many homes, businesses, and communities across Jamaica. As we come together and celebrate the contribution of the workers and the trade union movement to the building of modern Jamaica, let us also recommit ourselves to the protection and extension of workers' rights. The denial of representational rights of workers in some sectors of the economy and the spread of the practice of employing workers under the guise that they are independent contractors are among the things having the effect of limiting the fundamental rights of workers and reducing their benefits, including their pension benefits. Jamaica's future as a society that affords equal opportunity to all its people will forever be enhanced by the energy and activism of a strong trade union movement. With this in mind, let us take time out this Labor Day to celebrate our workers by putting work into Labor Day. Equally, let us rededicate ourselves to the historic objectives of the labor movement, which is to build a Jamaica that works for all the people. Have a safe and productive Labor Day, and may God continue to bless Jamaica and its people. Thank you.
This is where the magazine closes for today, but there's a lot more to see on our webpage, jis.gov.jm. There you may find more information on Labor Day 2017 activities, as well as stories on government projects and policies. For more television features, visit our YouTube channel. We're also on other social media sites, or you may download our app from the Google Play Store to stay informed while you're on the go. Do continue to enjoy the rest of your Labor Day.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.